All right, that's enough of the musical interlude. What's up, people? My name is Kelly. Welcome to Solution Seekers. I'm on my way down to Long Beach, and then I'm going to transfer over to Compton, and then I'm going to head on over to Watts. And you know what? I just decided, unemployment is just what it is, and I'm really bored, and I need to get out and do something with myself, and hopefully make some Uber money along the way. But and I was talking to a good friend of mine, partner of mine, Maurice, and we always chopping up, trying to bring some game into the thing called life. And it's really sad, is because, man, you can be surrounded by people for years, but they will never pick up on the little nuggets of knowledge that you try to give to them, man. And it's just a fucked up situation for intents and purposes. But you know what, man? As much as you want to see people succeed, man, they don't want to see themselves succeed. I was one of those cats for decades, man, and I would just refuse to hear anything that actually made any damn sense. And I always take my way until one point came in my life to where I was like, you know what? Maybe I really need to start listening. But more so than listening, it's about the application of anything. It's what actually works for you. It's sort of like this. Information, no matter what it is, it's powerful. But it doesn't mean a damn thing if you're not willing to apply it. And you know what? Well, today, I am willing to apply, make mistakes, make errors, until I get it right. At some point, things are just going to have to change. If they don't change, well, then maybe I need to start making some adjustments, or maybe then I need to change my circle up, because I like to, my circle are the people that I constantly come in contact with will define typically what my results are going to be. If I want to go hang out in the corner, like where I'm going today, like if I want to go hang out back on the block, or go hang out at the Wilmington Arms, or the JDs, or Nicholson Gardens, or go hang out at the Wilmington train station with some old cats that I know who they've been doing the same thing for the last 20-some years. So, but if I go associate with them, not that it makes them any bad people, what do I expect the quality of my life to be if I'm associate with the people who are not really doing nothing? What I try to do is I try to come around them and say, man, you know what? No matter what's going on in life, man, change is always possible. If you have the courage, the willingness, and the fortitude to be able to weather the storm, because, man, take it from me, man, change is not really hard. But what's hard is the resistance. I can always fight the resistance, but at some point, why am I fighting it? Why don't I just go along with it? Because you know what? We're all changing on every moment through the day, through the weeks, the months, and the years. So, but I would at least like to have something under my belt that says this, man. At the end of your struggles, it's going to be something amazing, man. And I try to rest in that. And man, it ain't always cracked up to be, but you know what? It's better than what I used to do. Because that what I used to do used to always send me to the penitentiary for years, and only to get out with a whole lot of angst, hostility, and disappointment, only to really put myself back in the position to go through the same crap over again and again and again. Because I'm constantly thinking that, if you always did what you've always did, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. This old cat told me this years ago, and I was talking to somebody else last night, and I tried to mention it. She's like, wow, that's, it's the truth. I mean, you can't run from it. I try to run to whatever my truth may be, as hard as it may be at times, because let's be honest, man, we all like to think we're doing a damn thing, but in actuality, we're really not. That's just my take on it. But there's a group called Kindred Family Soul. It's like music for only the grown and sexy folks, right? And there's a song called All My People. This is like my theme song from a couple of years ago. I've always tried to express this. is that I want to see everybody around me do better than me, because I can live within the means of chaos, insanity, dysfunction. I'm kind of used to it. I just accepted it. Sort of like the pandemic of the COVID, the election year, and all. I can deal with this. I'm not having no problem, no issues with this at all. You know, aside from seeing people suffer and struggle and die, unfortunately, because of all the unforeseen circumstances. But you know, there's just a certain way on how we should, and I'm saying we as collectively process, manage, and handle things. You know, like for myself, I could never handle the little small things in life. So why should my blessings become bigger than the small things that I'm which I refuse and fail to manage the little small things. So if I get something bigger, I don't have the capacity to do that. You know, so let me start showing, like, where's my appreciation at? Where's my investment? Because everything is all about accountability and investment. Whether you want to believe it or not, you know, and then how do you manage it? You know, to the best of my ability, I'm baffled at times at the things I'm able to handle and deal with. You know, but that's part of the growing process. I really don't want anybody to have to go through the life experiences that I had to, me and people like myself had to go through. Like my partner Maurice, same thing. He's a little younger than me. He's just not as good looking as I am. Yeah, I always have to include that. But you know what? I look to him as someone I've been with since 2012. I've known since 2012, and I got to see through the stages and phases of life. I had to see him and manage and tackle some things, and I've stolen some of the shit that he says and he promotes, you know. And hopefully he doesn't never hear me say this, but you know what? I'm always inspired by the people around me, man. You guys push me, mold me, because the more I encounter people who are doing things different from me, it brings out my best game. It makes me want to try to do better, try to change my script up, change my thinking process up. And you know, and lo and behold, man, I've gotten to a really good place in life, and you know, and it's not based upon the extravagant, the outside things, but it's always an internal. Because I think the most valuable things in life are the things that you can't buy. Amazon doesn't have integrity. Amazon doesn't sell accountability or responsibility or commitment or even faith. You know, these are the things that are hard pressed and hard won, and the only way to get them is going through the experiences of life. You know, music has always been music has and always will be one of the main things that molds me and changes my mindset from whatever I'm going through. Sometimes it just brings me out of a deep-seated dark place into a place of, man, pushing me and molding me to be the best version of myself possible. You know, and I want this for everybody. I don't know, I'm just really passionate about this shit. It's never about me. Kelly is Kelly, or Denzel, which is, as some of you people know, I like to call myself. That's one of all my egotistical stuff. But it's when I go into those modes to where when I've seen what I'm really capable of doing, and I like to think that we are all capable of doing some great, amazing things, but it's sometimes it's never what we tell ourselves that ultimately matters, it's never what anybody tells us that matters. It's that which we tell ourselves that ultimately matters. I'm getting to some heavy traffic, so wait a minute, it's clear enough. So, but listening to myself, what do I want? Where's my purpose at? How do I want to perceive? I want on 21st, huh? Where do I want my life to go? What's the sheer quality of my life? Do I have my purpose, or is my purpose defining me? Or even still, man, I don't even know what my purpose is. Well, my number one job is to try to find out what the hell that might be. What is it that I want to do with myself? Just existing is not a way. Trust me, just existing, living day to day out, doing the same old shit day in, day out, is no way to live. I might as well just go back to the penitentiary, because that's what I did. That's what led me going to the penitentiary, because I wasn't working for nothing. Life was working me. I wasn't working to the best ability of life, especially up there. Man, if everything that's possible with e-commerce, the internet, man, whatever it is that anybody wants to do in life, man, it's always attainable. But once again, I would like to say that if you surround yourself with a bunch of people who are more like anchors in your life as opposed to motivating factors in your life, well, if you always get what you always got, you're always going to get what you always gotten. So, but, you know, I try to push, mold, and inspire people all that I possibly can so they can get something that's greater, fuller, and richer in their lives. You know, and I don't know, man, if my partners from years ago could hear me say that, they were like, man, is this Rico? This ain't the cat that I know. It was all about me and what I was doing and trying to feed my need, trying to feed that hole that was deep within inside of me that could never be fed. But today, man, I'm constantly fed. I'm constantly blessed, only because it's never what I do for myself that matters. It's about what I do, what I can possibly do for somebody else. Thus, having a YouTube channel, thus talking to people. And you know, when I was telling Maurice on my way down here, he says, man, what you gonna do down there? Buy me some clothes, got to get some more pro clubs. And I'm gonna try to reach some people, maybe, and hopefully try to impact their lives, because they might need it. You know, I feel inspired to do that. I haven't even got an Uber trip yet, because except for the little small $2 or $3, and my time is worth more than that. I need at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes with some people to impact them. Oh man, this is, you know what? I like to think that in life we can actually reach a place in our lives that's completely different or foreign from that when we were there, like, say, 10 or 15 years ago, man. And I think that's just one of the true amazing things about life. And you know, I just want you to stay blessed, be blessed, and know that you're blessed, and know that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. But it's up to you to make that happen in your life, because can't nobody do it for you. You know, and I really wish you the best. If you ever need assistance or a push, please hit me up. And thank you for listening. Please like this. Please subscribe if you haven't. And man, everybody have a